Wuthering Waves 2.7 is right around the corner, and I gotta say, this might be one of the best stories in gacha gaming. This finale is going to blow everything we've seen in the past out of the water. This quite literally is the Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame of Wuthering Waves, of gacha gaming, if you will. This story looks like it's planned a finale that is going to shake the community to its core. It's going to rile up people, it's going to make people cry, it's going to make people scream, shout, and let it all out, because this finale looks like it's going to be one for the ages. I mean, they quite literally start the live stream with everyone crowding around Rover ready to take on Gallebrina, and then later on, Gallebrina's with Rover, and it looks like they're ready to take on something even bigger, badder, and more powerful. I mean, they even got the bloody Dragon of Dirge. I mean, don't ask me how they got the Dragon of Dirge convinced to fight alongside them, but I think we all know exactly who they called to convince a dragon to fight alongside them. But anywho, I mean, 2.7 isn't just a wrap-up for the Renesita arc. No, my flames. They're also wrapping up things from 1.0. Remember the Shepherd from the Black Lamb story? Yeah, he's back. He's officially now going to be a villain that we face off and fight in this story. We actually can physically see him after all of this time since hearing about this guy in Scar's story of the Black Lamb. This story is really going to play with a lot of people's emotions. It's going to get people mad. It's going to get people sad. Some people are going to get all kinds of emotional when playing this story. I know I am. I'm a very emotional person, especially when it comes down to games and their stories, especially if I can connect and resonate, no pun intended, with the story at hand. I've cried multiple times in Wuthering Wave stories. I've got angry at Wuthering Wave stories. I've been happy at Wuthering Wave stories, and I think this story is going to basically combine and fuse all of these emotions into one when playing through the 2.7 story. I mean, we're getting two story acts. We are getting Act 10 and Act 11 back to back. We're looking at probably a 6 to 8 hour story. Remember back in 2.0 where we had Acts 1 through 3? That was like an 8-hour story through all 3 acts. So this is going to be quite the spectacle and quite the exciting road. And I can't wait to experience it with you all, and I hope you're just as excited as I am. Now, for me personally, this is probably going to be my #1 favorite story in all of Wuthering Waves and the entirety of its history, because for me, this doesn't just feel like a finale for 2.x, it also feels like a finale for 1.x or elements of 1.x as well. And it feels like everything that we've experienced from 1.x, being the Fractidus, being the story of the Black Lamb and the Shepherd, which clearly is being addressed in this story, to the points where we're seeing Frolova in the 2.0 story, and the fact that that whole arc took place as well. Not to mention that Cartathea has been one of the main vocal points of this story. The Dark Tide, Leviathan, being the main villain, overarching villain of this story, being the Threnodian of Renesita. And also we've had callbacks and references to 1.0 more times than I can count. I wouldn't be surprised if we see pop-ups of old characters from 1.0, like potentially Shorekeeper. Maybe Yang Yang shows her face. We genuinely do not know. I think this story particularly, the reason why they're dropping 2 acts back to back, is literally an Infinity War and an Endgame. I think we're going to really be left on a cliffhanger at the end of Act 10, and then going into Act 11, we're going to be just going like, what the hell is going on? I think we're going to lose at the end of Act 10. I think we're going to really suffer a heavy blow, a personal loss, and I think characters may die in the finale of Wuthering Waves 2.x/1.x, whatever you want to call it. I think characters will die, I think characters will be severely injured, and I think we're going to suffer great losses. If we don't do this, it's going to be a missed opportunity for Kuro Games. I think this is the best opportunity of all times. This is the best time to show that you are serious about your dark storytelling and you're serious about the progression of the game, not staying in the past. And I think you should kill off one or a few of your characters. I think you should kill off a couple of your characters. Now, Cartathea seems to be the main vocal point, leading to the fact that Cartathea could die. And they also brought back Frolova. I don't know what that's about. I would have much preferred if that was stayed under wraps. I would have much preferred Frolova not come back until we're actually playing the game, and she resurrects herself and she comes back from the Sonoro sphere that we left her in, and she comes back to either save the day or betray us or whatever. I don't know. However, I think the Frolova reveal was kind of a missed opportunity to leave that as a special surprise for all of us players, especially since 2.5 story has been rated one of the best of all time. of all the Wuthering Waves stories. I think if they kill off Kartathea at the end of this arc, I think it'll be a good thing. I do think Kartathea's death will be a good narrative point for us to leave Renacita and go into the new Federation or wherever the new region is. The characters look absolutely amazing. I'm interested in seeing Galbrina's story, where she's been through her childhood up until now. Obviously, we do kind of know, it's all but 100% confirmed that she was Angel from Augusta's story, from Augusta's childhood, and it's also going to be very, very interesting seeing Xu Yuan. People are theorizing that Geshu Lin is going to be returning within this story, or the Xu Yuan specific story at the end of the month. I don't know. How badass would that be if he's the shepherd? Can you guys imagine if Geshu Lin is the shepherd? Like the shepherd, because bear in mind, there was a 3-year gap between Geshu Lin's battle, the great battle between the Thronodium, between the Overthrax and Geshu Lin. It was 3 to 5 years later is where the events of the game take place. So in that 3 to 5 years, we could have Geshu Lin becoming the shepherd and leading the Thraxidus down these roads and doing everything that the Overthrax bids, and it'll be really, really cool. There's lots of things they can do here, and I'm very, very, very excited in seeing how the finale is going to play out. It's going to be very interesting. I'm worried at the same time because I want them to really stick the landing with this finale, and I want it to feel like a finale. I want it to really feel like a one-to-one complete finale where this is it. We're now going to the new region, or we go back to Huanglong and then we go to the new region. I really want them to really put the nail in the coffin for Renacita here and go, gonk, 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 that is it. Renacita is done. Characters suffered a loss. You suffered a great tragedies here, there, and everywhere. I think it's going to be a massive spectacle. Is Scar going to die? I don't know. Some people think Scar could die since he seems to be the main vocal point of, like, even though Galbrina is going to be an antagonist, I think she's going to be an antagonist for Act 10. And Act 11 is going to be when the Thraxidus then come into it and reveal themselves to be the overarching villains for the finale. Because I think Galbrina is misunderstood. It seems like she's hunting down elements of the Thronodian, but not the Thronodian itself. And I think she's hunting down Kartathea with a misunderstanding. Whatever the demon thing is with her, her companion that is clearly whispering in her ear, and she's been traveling around the world with, is going to be very, very, very interesting how everything plays out and comes together and comes to a climactic end. And I think characters' deaths are needed. I think villains' deaths are needed. Don't forget, Cristoforo wasn't even shown in the live stream trailer, so he's probably going to pop up. Scar clearly is one of the main vocal points where he's getting thrown around, battled against, everything. We even hear like him call Xu Yuan the Guardian of Huanglong, or the Protector of Huanglong, and he's like, "It's too late for you, Guardian of Huanglong." And it's like, so something is going on, something is happening both in Huanglong and in Renacita, and it all comes down to this finale. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed my rambling, my talking, my excitement about the 2.7 update and about the finale of the Wuthering Waves 2.x arc, the Renacita arc. I've got a little bit of something at the end of this video for you to enjoy, because I've seen the Wuthering Waves community in a little bit of chaos at the moment because of 2.7, and I've been sitting back on my chair, hands like this, laughing, and I've created a little bit of a surprise for you all to enjoy at the end of the video. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy and have a good rest of your day.